October is Black History Month, and the best way to celebrate is through food. Rene, a colleague from Morrisons, is going to show me today how to make jollof rice. Let's get started.
Jollof rice is a very hearty meal. It's one of the foods that brings family together. So you'd see it across most of West Africa. It stretches from places like Gambia to Nigeria, Senegal. They all have their variations of jollof rice.
And these terrifying looking chilies here.
Yes, those are going in as well, John. You will find West African cuisine is quite spicy. You go by flavour, so we don't normally measure, ingredients when we're cooking.
Okay.
We just sort of add a dash of this, dash of that.
So it's not 10 grams of this, 5 grams of that. It's
none of that. It's literally cooking with your senses.
It's cooking with your heart, isn't it, really? Can you remember an early memory of having jollof rice?
Yeah, so it takes me back to my childhood. What my mum would do is every birthday that you'd have, she'll cook a big pot of jollof rice, cooked with some fried chicken, to accompany it.
Yeah.
And it was an occasion to really indulge and enjoy yourself. And jollof was the main.
And that's the centerpiece of that, the jollof rice.
Absolutely.
I love the colour that's going through there.
So you get that colour, going right through to the rice. If you look at the African way of life, it's relaxed. We take our time with doing things. That kind of creeps into our cooking as well, where it's about the end product, not about the time that goes into it. So at this stage, we're gonna top it off with some tomato puree.
How much tomato puree?
You squeeze till your ancestors say stop, basically. You don't really measure.
So I've got some spices over here I'm going to season this beef with. So how much am I putting in? Just what feels right?
Absolutely. You're getting a hang of it. Normally, I grew up with my mum cooking this dish. When she was cooking, I would spend time with her in the kitchen. Not necessarily cooking myself, but just chatting with her. So it's a great sort of time within the day for us to bond, have conversations, catch up on each other's days.
And is that where you picked up the cooking tips from?
My mum's the type of person, if you go to her and ask for a recipe, she'll say, next time you should come into the kitchen with me to see how it's made. So she'll never give you a recipe, nothing's ever written down.
So Rene, how long have you been working for Morrisons now then?
I work as a team leader on a doorstep delivery. Morrisons have been able to support in this pandemic, with the creation of a doorstep delivery team. So in essence, what we do is support the elderly and the vulnerable, and the self-isolating.
That's fantastic. And this would be cooked up and down Ghanaian households?
It would, especially on birthdays, parties.
So how important is Ghanaian culture for you?
It's a very, very key part of my life. It's who I am.
What does Black History Month mean to you?
To me, it's a chance to celebrate your culture, celebrate your heritage, celebrate where you came from, which for me is Ghana. I spent a great chunk of my life there, certainly my formative years. So it's a chance to sort of reflect, to go back. Gives you the chance to also have, these kind of conversations, to look back at childhood memories, retell stories, things that you've experienced together, and just relive life.
I mean, by sharing recipes as well, it's also another way of sort of sharing that food heritage and sharing your own home heritage as well.
I think one thing we need to do is to promote our culture as well, to educate people, about, what it's like being Ghanaian, what jollof rice is, which hopefully in a few minutes you'll be able to, sort of experience.
That's so good.
It's hearty food, food that brings people together. It's very easy to make, and it's something different.
That's been brilliant. Thank you very much, Rene, for sharing your mother's recipe with us today. Do you think she'll approve?
I certainly hope so, John. A lot of effort's gone into that. I don't think it'll be quite like my mum's, but hey, giving it a great shot.
So, well, thank you very much.
Thank you, John.